Danny Cohen's piece in The Telegraph today is entitled BBC Fails the Public by Not Calling Hamas what they are, and that is terrorists.
And let me tell you, Danny Cohen is BBC to his very core. You know, what was it Susanna Reid once said? If you cut me, I bleed BBC.
Yeah.
Danny Cohen, if you cut him, he bleeds BBC, former head of BBC One. So for him to condemn his beloved state broadcaster like this is a mark of how far they've gone. They are refusing to refer to Hamas as terrorists. They're calling them militants.
Yes.
And they say, well, that's in our style book. That's in our guidebook. Well, get a new damn style book, you idiots.
Right.
These people are murdering, slaughtering terrorists. They're not militants. They are murderers. Two-bit criminals. That's what they are. And the BBC, in refusing to call them what they are, is letting down themselves, the public, and it is an utter disgrace. It really is.
I mean, according to his piece here, he says, on the BBC there appears to be a diktat not to use the word terrorism, even when the acts are being reported are obviously terrorism of the most egregious and barbaric kind. I mean, nobody could be watching what's happening there and think that it's anything other than terrorism that's going on. You know, the parading of dead bodies, you know, the absolute and utter kind of degradation of the victims, the absolute and utter horror of kidnapping women, children, old people. I saw a picture yesterday of a bus stop in Israel near the Gaza Strip, and there's just a whole load of dead bodies, and they're all elderly people who have literally been gunned down. The terrorists arrived, got out of their jeep, and just shot them all. And they're all lying there dead. It's unbelievable.
Well, the BBC's got a long history of this. This is biased. This is biased in action.
Yeah.
It is not a pejorative term, in essence, to call Hamas terrorists. Obviously, terrorism is inherently a pejorative term. What it is with Hamas, it's accurate.
Yeah.
It's accurate. They are terrorists.
Right.
And the BBC not calling them that, you know, we pay £159.50 for this service. You've got to give us decent, unbiased journalism. And this is biased journalism to a kind of ludicrous extent. It really has to go.
And as he points out, if the UK government has defined Hamas as a terrorist organisation, there is no reason why the barbarous acts of Hamas terrorists cannot be described for what they are. This is no time for the BBC or any other UK news organisation to call terrorism anything but what it is. Yeah. Well said, Danny Cohen.
Let's hope, absolutely, good for Danny, and let's hope the BBC see the error of their ways today and start calling Hamas what they are.
Exactly
dirty
right.
little snivelling
But the other
terrorists.
thing, and I'm going to talk about this a lot on the show later on after 10 o'clock, is what is going on in this country, because we've seen marches in Manchester yesterday in support of Palestine and in support of Hamas. We've seen marches in Birmingham. We know that tonight there's a solidarity rally with Israel at Downing Street. They're going to walk to the Israeli embassy. But also there is a Stop the War coalition, which will be inevitably, you know, pro-Palestine. And that's also at the Israeli embassy tonight in London. I think that's going to be very unwise, and I think there's going to be problems.